Wow, look at that. Talk about being on time.
8 o'clock. There we
Yeah.
are.
Welcome to a live stream.
Phil and Frank. Frank and Phil.
Yeah, you like how I changed that this
Phil
time?
and Frank.
Yeah, well, because we're always sitting in this configuration, so I thought
Yeah.
I would, kind of set it to right. So, welcome to 8 o'clock and not 6 o'clock.
Yes. 8 o'clock is our
It's funny
time.
you were doing this, right? Which I'm pretty sure you wanted to be like 8 o'clock,
Eight
like.
o'clock.
So for whatever reason, the last 30 minutes, every word that's come out of Phil's mouth has been like a song. I feel like I'm in a Disney cartoon.
What?
You're like,
I'm just in a
good
mood.
morning, and here's my pencil, and I took a shower, and I'm wearing my panties, and I'm gonna wear a tank top shirt, and
Top shirt.
I'm gonna do a messages. How are you doing? I'm playing with my
Oh,
phone.
I'm not seeing it.
So anyway, I was just like, hey, we're gonna go on live. We might not want to necessarily sing every single thing.
I don't, like I said, it's been a while that, I'm just thinking. So,
Well,
yeah, I took time to make the dinner for everybody.
what did you
You're
make for
already
dinner?
I cook pancit canton with lots of veggies.
Classic, our little live stream. Look, we're a minute and a half in, and not a single person has clicked on us. It's like we're the most uninteresting.
Are we
Welcome to
here?
being no split screen. What? Well, Rob, the truth
No.
is we can, sit a little closer. At
Yep.
least we're not in the horizontal.
Yes. So that's his.
In order for
that's
us to
me.
do split screen, I'd have to kink Fell into the other room and have her get on her cell phone, and then we would have some kind of split screen deal. Anyway, how are you doing? Are you still in? If the last time I checked, Thailand, I think Thailand guy, maybe. I believe this is Rob from the boat. Remember Mark's boat?
I don't know.
I don't either. He hasn't really expressed that, but anyway, we'll just call him Rob.
Yeah.
Sir Rob. Yeah, Rob. So we're going to try to do our discussion tonight is 25 things that Americans get wrong about the Philippines. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Because you're going to be kind of the judge of this, right? You're an actual Filipina, so you can tell me if I'm right or wrong on what we get wrong. Number one, everybody here is poor, right? Everyone here is poor. Americans think everybody in the Philippines is poor. There is poverty, absolutely. But there's also a substantial middle class, particularly here in Iloilo, where we live. And wealthy Filipino families, luxury subdivisions, private schools, expensive restaurants, golf clubs, new golf courses, golf clubs, new cars, and people with serious money. America often sees only one version of the Philippines. Is that true or false?
No, not all the people in Philippines is poor. We have richest people here in Philippines.
He's like, in Bacolod, Ayala Mall. No, I'm from New York. Okay, so this is a different Rob. From in this teeny, super tiny thumbnail, he reminded me of the Rob we met on Mark's birthday trip.
And
right?
Bacolod
Yeah.
Ayala Mall. No, I'm from New York. Yeah, I've been there in Ayala Mall.
Oh man, my first year was in Bacolod, Rob. I was a Bacolod guy for like a year and a half. In fact, the biggest reason we came here is because the dialect is the same for the kids. So we're right across the water. All you'd have to really do is go down the street, jump on the ferry, and take about a 1 hour ride across the water. And we're in Iloilo here. Actually, it would remind you so much of the same. The roads are a little different. There's a little bit of walking. Walkways. They call it the Esplanade.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah. I forget.
It's fine. No, it's kind of cute, actually. It just means you're in a really good mood. So it's hard to fault you for being in a good mood. Anyway, thank you for watching the show. We can't, look at us. We're 4 minutes in. We've had one single person.
Welcome to our show.
Yep. As it spirals out of control down into oblivion. So we'll talk amongst ourselves. Rob, do you notice any wealth over there in Bacolod? Right? Do you just kind of feel like everybody's struggling? I mean, there is certainly like we've talked about it all the time. You know, being in the Philippines, if you don't happen to have anything, it's a country about surviving.
Yeah, and yeah, not
So
we
some
have.
Americans would be right. I mean, they see some of this pog eating. They see some of these, bearing guys that are, squatter
Yeah,
locations and stuff.
actually,
It's something that we're not used to in America. I'll speak for that. But the flip side of this is there is a substantial amount of wealth here, and the wealth that's here is, it
and
rather
even
stand out.
that, I just correct that because every country they have a rich and a poor. Even in America, we said, oh yeah, some Filipino or any Asian people dreaming to go to America because America is in America, but they don't have idea that they have some certain area also in America that is poor. They have what
I'm set. We have
poor, yeah.
7 people. I'm just kind of waving,
Yeah,
saying
so
hi. I didn't want
hello.
to interrupt
So
you.
yeah, they have some certain area that's is also poor and it being abandoned. Nobody's live there. So it's same also in Philippines that we have rich and we have poor. You have certain area in even here in Iloilo that if you're going to uh what you call that festive walk, it's very nice. But they have some certain area here in Iloilo also that it's not good area. So yes, we have poor and we have rich. So
Okay,
that's
well,
it.
my experience with Bacolod, since he's an active comment guy and we have our own experience, was this. Bacolod's a great city. It's got some great malls. It's got great everything. But the thing that makes it a little different than Iloilo is, I mean, we stayed in Palmas del Mar, right? It's a resort area, but there's houses there too. So we got lucky and rented a house there. But just to leave the house to get to and from other malls and SM, not only was it a squatter community we have to kind of dive through where that's your view, but more to the point, it was kind of the only way to get around. And sometimes it's like a single lane road to get through there. And sometimes somebody's driving a truck through there and it's just all kinds of chaos to try to get around. I don't find that quite so much here in Bacolod, but yes. So, yeah, there is definitely some wealth in the what is it, the Occidental and Oriental Negros. I'll
Yeah.
kind of say that in reverse. And then we're Panay Island, right? So yeah, I appreciate your input there. The truth is, there is money here. It's just hard to. I think America is just kind of it all pegged as there's just none, right? Real quick, Spyro, I wanted to say hi. It's good to see you. I guess there was some controversy about you being kicked off of a channel or blocked. We had that problem ourselves. At one point, some moderator had basically blocked Fell. So because I'm not tech savvy, about 2 or 3 months went by, and Fell even commented. She's like, "I can't comment your videos. Like, what's the hell is going on here?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me. All my comments are turned on." And so we discovered that moderators, because everybody sits here and makes all these moderators and stuff, were just kind of screwing with us and blocking everybody. So perhaps maybe you were a victim of some of this moderator
Blocking people.
hijinks or
Yeah.
antics, if you want to call it that way. Rob says, you are lucky because you can drive around. I do, right? And that's a big part of why I live here. Although the truck that I brought from there was wrapped in bars, because about the safest way to, kind of protect yourself in Bacolod is to have a car just outfitted with, big tires, big wheels, and Nerf bars, bull bars, any kind of bar all the way around the damn thing.
Yeah, we have a favorite restaurant there in Bacolod.
Tell
And
me.
it's close to Ayala Mall. It's a Amore. Remember that after our weddings, we go there to eat. So we go there every time.
And there used to be, and it may still be there now, but the bottom line is there's a really great little burger place in there called Nick's.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
see that in SM.
Greasy little hamburger, mostly more of a kiosk, but it was so we like Bacolod. We have Bacolod history.
Yeah, because I am from Negros.
Did I do number 2? Everything in the Philippines is dirt cheap. Hold on, let me
No.
read. So everything in the Philippines is dirt cheap. That's what it's saying Americans think. And so basically, local food, services, and labor can be cheaper. Imported groceries, electronics, electricity, cars, good housing, Western styled restaurants, and certain medical care, not necessarily cheap. You can spend a lot of money here if you live like an American style. I do that, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably spend way more money than you're, in any way used to
Yeah,
or have
in a
ever
way
seen.
we can live cheap, we can live expensive. So yeah, sometimes we go to SNR to get some stuff that it costs a lot, but sometimes I want to go to market to to buy some cheaper, fresh, and uh again fresh and multiple
The market's kind of
choices.
funny,
Yeah.
right? Like I know they have fresh meat, fresh pork, fresh chicken, fresh this, right? But there's just a lot of flies and stuff. So I mean, at the end of the day, I kind of have some issue about the flies and the meat,
Yeah.
right? But
Agree.
all the vegetables and fruits and even discount items that are around there are great. Like I do have,
Yeah,
even
actually,
I
I agree
enjoy
with
that.
that. I agree with that. That about the meat, fishes, and any kind of meats in there. Of course, it's the smells is attracted by the
Oh
flies.
yeah, no,
But
I'm not
yeah,
faulting or shaming. I'm merely just saying that if I'm going to go buy it, it's less appetizing when it's, buzzing around with lots of, flies and bugs. Like I still am inclined to just grab some that's under ice or something.
yeah,
For all I know, the ones under ice, came from the same zone too. Like I don't really know, but it's a visual thing, right? So Spyro says yes for 2 weeks now he's been in a state of non-comment and kicked to the curb of some sort. Here we go. Foreigner wouldn't go to the wet market. I go,
yeah.
right, because oftentimes in the wet market particularly, I'll find sometimes some pretty good fish. Like I might find a flounder. What's the name for flounder here?
I forget palad
Yeah, palad, the palad fish.
and
A nice
grouper,
big, yeah, grouper or lapu
lapu-lapu.
lapu.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm guilty as the next guy. I like the fish with the big bones and lots of meat. It tastes really, really good.
Actually, here in Iloilo, we saw some foreigners that go to the wet market, especially when we go to Iloilo Fish Port. They have some foreigners there.
Cheers, everybody.
They bring the actually what is the little some stuff that you put in ice on it.
Cooler?
Yeah, they brought a cooler to
Cooler.
buy some fishes in there. Yeah.
So tonight's poison of choice is my gentleman's Jack. I like to just kind of advertise that I'm living the high life here. So, but yeah, I would, Rob. I go. Do you like to go? By the way, are you a fan of going? Do you have a girlfriend here, or are you kind of just boots on the ground? What's your story? Fill me in. Inquiring minds would like to know. Spyro says, I like to go to the markets, but when they see me, it's the white skin tax. We tested that here in Iloilo. I'm not disputing that's a truth, but for us, one day we went in, I think Fel had 1,500 peso, I had 1,500 peso, and our assignment was to buy the same 5 items. As long as we didn't get seen together, separate, go in there, you buy I forget what it was, maybe a tomato, a corn, a carrot,
onions,
whatever it
like
was, the same 5 items, the same amount, and come back and let's compare our price per kilo. Surprisingly, I
it's
think
same. Yeah.
it was the same, or I think I beat you even on a couple. Like
Yeah,
we're
actually, even here in in Iloilo, especially here in Santa Barbara, one time we went to the market together. Actually, the actual kilo of the onions at the time, it was, he said it's like 280, something like that. But he just the guy, the vendors just tell me that just give me a 250. They give us a discount. Even I have him, so maybe it depends on the vendors.
Yeah, no, I don't in any way dispute there's a skin tax, right? And the skin tax is an interesting thing, right? Because it kind of brings to the forefront that there is a degree of racism here. Only it's not, the black white kind of racism. It's really just potentially racism against foreigners. I, however, either just am oblivious to it or just don't care, don't notice it. So that's a really great comment.
Other
Actually,
things also in the if you are a white person and you go to Philippines, most of the people, because you're white, they think, he has a lot of money. So that's why it's just like, instead of pay you as sell you in the cheapest, they just like double it.
We were looking for salmon. I'm assuming like a fillet, like a long piece of fillet salmon, but instead you saw just like, I guess, squares of salmon with still had the skin on it. I don't really eat salmon that much, so I don't know, but I could see where that was. You didn't find exactly what you were looking for. Happens. Wet market here is pretty good. I see really, really unique
Yeah,
fish.
but I don't think so that in the market they sell salmon. Either you go to SNR there in Bacolod, or they have another one in Bigger Road. I forget the other name. It's just like,
All right, great misconception. And I'll use the $1,000 as a basis. And in your world, when I say $1,000, 61,000 peso. Okay. Okay. So I can live like a king on $1,000 a month, on 61,000 pesos a month. Maybe somebody can. I wouldn't want to try, not me. Your desired lifestyle matters more than some YouTubers' magic monthly number. So I think there's a giant misconception that getting to live in the Philippines for next to nothing is, a possibility. Phil, what's your thoughts? Could you actually live? I mean, pay everything, a rent, your bills,
no,
your food, your anything on 61,000 peso a month.
no, I don't think so.
But when I first came here, you used to live on like 10,000 peso a month.
Yes, because again, we are not buying some stuff that we cannot afford. So on most of the veggies,
How did
I
you get
grew it.
by? Okay, so you grew your own
we
vegetables.
Grow, we grow our own vegetables, and we are not really go to the mall all the time, just like, or spending a lot of going to the bar, going to the mall, going this, going
He makes
that.
a good point. Spyro makes a good point. What if we doubled that number? What if we said you could live like a king, which means living pretty good, right? For 120,000 pesos.
Agree. Yeah.
So you think you could make a pretty comfortable lifestyle for yourself?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's a fair statement. But I do believe there are Americans who think they can get by on $1,000 a month, and that's just probably not going to happen.
No, especially if you rented, electric bill, house bill, any kind of bills.
All right, so another misconception. Even though there's 7,000 islands here to choose from, lots of islands, island, a lot of island hopping. The reality is, right, that the whole Philippines is basically beaches and palm trees.
Yes.
No, it's not.
Yes.
It's not. It's a lot more city. It's like that's the vacation Philippines, right? Where that's at. Real life also means traffic, malls, schools, bills, bureaucracy, construction, errands, flooding, brownouts, getting stuck behind a trike.
Oh yeah.
That's driving with his wheels over the line while leaving, kind of taking up 2 lanes of traffic. It's not all the Panglao or Sugar Beach or Siargao or Boracay or Palawan.
You're not saying that you live in paradise. It's depend what location you are. If you are living in Boracay, yes, you just like you can say, oh yeah, I live in paradise. But if you live here in our area in Iloilo, there is no really.
Even Bacolod, he's Bacolod, so he knows for sure that it's not. It has Lacawan, the tiny little island, kind of getaway. But even Lacawan, one side of it's enjoyable, the other side is impossible. So you wouldn't. You couldn't really enjoy that beach. So I like this comment here. If you're single, you can live pretty cheap.
Yes, agree.
I still think the 1,000 would be a stretch. I doubt I would call it living like a king. I would say you're getting by pretty good, right? You can probably make a life for yourself. But anyway, I don't know. I try to live as good a life as I can. I figure it's my last hoorah being an older guy. So Reverend Fred says, which by the way, welcome back to our little program. Well, I like the idea of living out of town, growing my food. I'm a homebody, but I have not done it. We, like today, did we even get out of the house
Just only
to and from the
yeah,
school?
going from the school, that drop the kids and pick up the kids. That's
And
it.
then the last couple days has been a pretty big rain, so
Yeah,
I've just kind of hibernated in the
yeah,
house.
even the classes is canceled. Yep.
Classes were canceled 2 days this week because of rain, and now there's something going on tomorrow, so we have a long weekend. And
Yeah.
I've got to be honest with you, I was immediately like, "Oh, good. I'm gonna hunker down and just stay in the house." Phil loves staying in the house.
I do, cause I have the paradise outside in there.
Your garden
Yes.
or gardening, fruits, vegetables.
Yeah.
Hello, Craig. Speaking of fruits, vegetables, and gardener extraordinaire, how's your channel going, Sir Craig? You still doing the organic gardening and whatnot? Phil's a fan of gardening, but I'm pretty much a homebody. We all are. We all are. I don't think too many people come to. If you come to the Philippines and you live in the Panay or you live in Bacolod, you really kind of picked the wrong thing. If you're a socialite, right? There are better places to live in the Philippines for social outings. Like, you could be Cebu, you could be Angelo City, you could be
Yeah.
Manila.
If you
You know,
enjoy
there's
the
a.
kind of nightlife, something like that, but
I like this comment a lot. Not ignoring you, Craig, but this one's funny. 120K a month plus the 26,000 for the huge
extra
amounts of
aircon.
aircon that Frank discovered was wasting pointlessly. By the way, we fired that off, right?
Actually,
And the living room's been fine.
that's not the biggest electric consume. When we were in Bacolod and we stay there for a year, we have 30K.
No, it was 29, but
Almost 30. It is 29 something. So almost, I just break down for 30. Yes.
you're right though. But like the bottom line is, it was that bad.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say I got mad. I never get mad about the stuff, but it always upsets me because I think, by and large, 8 to 10,000 is a high electric situation, right? Spyro, like nobody should be shelling out that much money pointlessly. Reverend Fred says, I don't live too high on a horse, even here in Canada. I live on under $2,000 a month, so it wouldn't be difficult for me to live less than that in the Philippines. I believe I have more than that. Okay, well,
Yeah.
again, you would have a great time being here. I spoil myself. I kind of miss the whole central aircon deal, so I try to achieve that here, not realizing that that's probably one of my biggest mistakes in life in the Philippines. All you really need is one bedroom, one spot. Let it get kind of ice cube cold in the evening time. The rest of the while, you just kind of
Yeah,
acclimate.
especially the seasons right now, it's from time to time we have rain. So from, let could say, the end of May till January, it's nice
Shadier,
weather.
less
Yes.
sun. Yeah,
Yeah.
agree.
Summer, it's really hot in here.
All right, so the Philippines is not all basically beaches and palm trees. That is a fallacy. Number 5, Filipinos all speak perfect English. Let's read. English is widely spoken and also widely butchered around here, and it makes life dramatically easier for Americans, but fluency varies, right? The understanding of the English varies. The usage of the English could even be incorrect, but they don't really know much better than that. So that's one thing. And sometimes both people are speaking English while neither understands what the hell the other one means.
Agree.
Yeah, like you yourself have been
Yes.
guilty of doing
Especially
this.
if I never heard that word. What it means.
Which
So,
one?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Never
I
mind.
always asking,
Example.
yes. But yeah, there's a lot of Filipino that's really speak English, but we don't know that.
This
how
is the
they
point I've been
understand
trying to
it.
make. Craig hits the nail on the head. So he has, I'm sure, a refrigerator. I'm sure he's got, your basic items
Yeah.
that you use electric for. But he runs his air conditioner pretty much all the time and gets only an 8,000 peso bill. We have just too many air conditioners, too big of an air conditioner, and that damn
Multiple
thing,
refrigerator,
a deep freezer.
the freezer, chiller. You
What
name
town
it.
in the Panay are you? We are
Here at Iloilo
Iloilo City.
Iloilo
Actually,
City.
No. We're Iloilo, but we are in Santa Barbara City,
No.
just outside of Iloilo.
We are here in Santa Barbara. It's in another town of Iloilo. It's still in Iloilo, but different town.
Correct.
Yep. It's about 15 minutes away from the city.
Iloilo has an Iloilo City,
Yeah.
right? And Iloilo consists of several communities, one of which is Santa Barbara, which is right where the airport and the golf course are.
Yes. And it's not really far from the actual city.
20 minutes.
Yes.
Unless there's traffic, and then it can take you about
That's why
30 or so.
when we were transferring here, I don't really feel that I'm just away from the city. It's just still feel like we
Read that one for me.
Carabao English. Ha ha ha. Carabao English. Ha ha ha. I mean Carabao English. The English of the Carabao?
No. What I think he's talking about, like Tagalish or something. In other words, we're basically they're still thinking in Ilongo, Hiligaynon. They're thinking and talking, but they use quite a bit of English and just kind of,
Here we just call that English kinamatis, just like English tomatoes, like English kinamatis. You speak a little bit English and you speak a little bit, Hiligaynon.
I think this is a better point made by Craig, and that is the Iloilo province. That's the word you and I were kind of looking for. Iloilo province is huge. It consists of a lot of cities around here. Say hi to Brian. Give him a big kiss.
Hi, Brian.
She gives you a hi. I blow kisses. I think we got this all messed up. It should have been the other way around. Brian, welcome to our little live stream. We're just kind of jibber jabbering. I didn't bring anybody else on. I made Fel do it. I said tonight. That's it. I'm tired of
tonight. It's our night.
Tonight's the night we'll make history. Baby, you and me. All right. So we're just kind of going down a list of what I think that Americans get wrong, misconceptions about the Philippines. That just seems like a way to have a topic, and it gave me a chance to make an okay thumbnail. So we'll stay on topic a little bit. Do Filipinos all speak perfect English? No, they do speak English. They do understand English, but that perfect is the word that just kind of blows it. That's definitely, if anybody has any stories, right, where if somebody acted like they understood you, thought they understood your English, I can't think of a story right away, but there's been numerous times where I'll tell Fel something and maybe a week or go by, 2 weeks, a month or two or something, and I realize, hey, wait a minute. When I explain that to her,
because sometimes you just use the unfamiliar English. We just use in a basic English. You use some kind of a dip.
My New York friends retired in Bacolod, so they invite me here. Okay, are you enjoying your stay there in Bacolod? I enjoy Bacolod. I won't lie. The roads are crowded for sure. If you get a chance to view something else, I'd welcome you to Iloilo.
Yeah, you can visit Rowan's house.
That's actually that begs a good point. Like they have a water park or two, they have the Ruins house, but then after that, it's just kind of normal life. There's not a whole lot of to-dos. There's like every other place in the Philippines, there's fiestas and stuff. But at the end of the day, the fact that Iloilo province is so big, it provides a lot of stuff to do. Way more than what I experienced when I thought we lived in Bacolod. Brian says, it's all good, brother. I'm just chilling. Good. How is life beyond just chilling? Any stories to tell? Then Rob says, the number one misconception, you will be kidnapped in the Philippines. All right, you know what? I don't even know if this is on my list, but I like where he's going with that.
And number one conception is you will be kidnapped in the Philippines.
Yeah, no, Americans think that. Like, because even me, like where you talk about Mindanao or something like that, and the God forbid they. In fact, actually, you know what? I used to tease you about it when I came here. You remember me used to say, I was like, I bet you have 4 or 5 guys in cages down there that you feed every night that you're getting money from. And I was like, now that I've helped you out this much and we get on, I was like, can I at least have the bigger cage? And when you bring the food out at night, can you give me mine first and stuff? And can you give me, the larger thing. So I did joke. Like, I mean, that is actually an excellent point. So, but I have never in my life actually heard of an actual kidnapping here. I don't know anybody that's, where it's.
Yeah, all you need to do is just beware to all the places that supposed to be foreigner, not necessary like
To this very day, I
go
still
there.
probably fear a machete. Like, I think I would much rather be killed by a gun than chopped up by a machete. So there's a lot of machetes in the Philippines. So God forbid somebody gets mad at me and decides to take me out with a machete. That'd be like one of my just biggest fears of just getting chopped up. Craig says, yeah, back when I married my wife in 2011, she didn't really understand a lot, but now is understanding a lot more.
It's growing on her. 'Cause
What
you
about
know,
you?
Yeah,
What about you?
just
You
yep.
living with an American for 4 years, going on 5 years now. We have less and less of the confusion.
Yep.
Less and less instances that, and I've gotten better at picking up when I can tell you don't understand a word or a concept.
Yeah, and
So I quickly am like, hold on a minute, you didn't get that. Let
yeah,
me let me
but sometimes
let me break this down.
I instantly just like asking you to
That
can you
too.
repeat? Yeah.
No, it's better.
What
Like
you just said.
yeah. So that way we have
Yeah.
better communication because we have less communication breakdown.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah. I'm going to Bacolod soon to see a friend and get a tattoo. Kick ass. If you go, say hi to Rob here. He's from New York, I believe it was, if I'm remembering correctly. Or let us know, because I could almost go and tour you around. And by the way, they've got great golf there. There's a couple, like three golf courses, I think, actually, in Bacolod. So anyway, I'm just waiting on my SRRV to be completed so I can travel around. Are you not allowed to?
Yay.
Are you not allowed to go roaming around even between islands while you wait for that? I didn't know that.
Actually, he can roam around in the Philippines, not going outside in the country. Just in here lang in Philippines.
This is Miss Angel and Frankie, right? And I think she kind of likes watching our channel because you get involved sometimes.
Good evening. How y'all doing? We're doing good.
I watched a video that Angel and Frankie put out recently. They had just gotten a delivery from Lazada, right? Lazada's Good Things. And I guess they needed a bigger fan, so they ordered a bigger fan, but they got these desk lights. Phil, I'm not kidding you. The desk light was smaller than a lighter. I mean, like I saw the guy, he held up this little lighter and this little tiny desk lamp, and it had two of them, right? It was and she was cute about it too. She's like, well, but they work, right? And she turned it on, and damn if it didn't have like a little bit of light out this tiny, teeny tiny desk light. I thought it was again, if you guys want, check out what is it? Bakers Without Borders. That's their YouTube channel. Subscribe, tell them I sent you, and check out their videos. They're very down to earth. We all need a little leg up. McLovin, glad to see you here. Okay, let's do this. Hello to the bakers. Again, Angel and Sir Frankie. I want to see what kind of tattoo you're planning. I will send the tat I'm going to get. Okay. I would like to see. Is it a big one? What's the plan? Yeah.
Ouch.
Belle's got a big one on her leg.
Never again.
She hates them now.
Yep.
Well, it was more to do with the ceremony. I must attend in person once everything is complete. Oh, wow. SRV has a ceremony. I didn't know that.
Ceremony. Huh? I don't know.
It's kind of like the ceremony I had to go through to get mine. It's called the marriage ceremony.
I think a seminar.
Yeah, the whole nine.
You get interviewed too.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yep. And they need you be there because they use the digital to take your pictures.
McLovin's Philippine Adventures. By the way, McLovin, have you been making any videos under that moniker yet? Or
hey, Spyro.
Spyro. And Spyro, I think it's Spyro. That's what everyone's been saying. Spyro says hi back to McLovin. The Bakers, right? I want to say it's Angel Baker and Frankie Baker. So it's the Bakers Without Borders.
Yeah, hello to all of you.
To everyone.
Thank you for stop by.
So back to our thing here, since we have a quick lull.
Lol.
And by the way, I just got the photo. Let's look at that real quick. Here is the photo. Oh, diver down. I like that.
Cutie Waduri.
Here, since we only have a few people,
I like it. Let's
try to do it without a reflection on
there.
there. It's a really detailed scuba diver with an incredibly detailed water on the top. I know the blurriness is not selling that right, but the takeaway I have is the top looks amazing. The water, the diver's good too, but the top is quite amazing. So on here, number 6, Filipino culture is basically American culture with rice. This one is huge. American influences everywhere, but culturally, the Philippines can be very, very different. They have family obligations, respect, saving face. You talk about that all the time. Don't shame anybody. Hierarchy, indirect communication, kind of like with a horn, and and community matters enormously, right? Yeah. It's that old saying where it takes a village to raise a kid rather than just a good mom and dad, right? And that's kind of an example going on here all the time. So keeping up with our little dialogue. Just some shorts till I get back next week. So he's got a few shorts. I'll have to go check them out. Okay. McLovin's come around a couple times. I feel like I owe him, a comment, a look-see, make a little thing that says, I will film my trip from the Chicago O'Hare Airport, Chicago, Illinois, to Clark.
Clark, Pampanga?
Yes. Good job. That's why I left you on the Clark.
Clark.
I clarified the O'Hara, but I let you know Clark or know of it. Sir Brian says, I might get some stuff added with it, but I'm not sure yet. You know what? Let me put a little thought into that myself, because AI can go a lot of ways with giving some ideas. You should just drop that picture in.
Just add a shark trying to down on the bottom of the, what you call that? The divers.
You like it? You like the idea of a shark in there, huh?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, me too. All right, so number 7 on my list of things. I think there's 25 here. I try to make a list all the time with 25. That's my goal for a live stream, just so everybody knows these topics. By the way, we don't have to hit these. We can talk about anything you want, but let's try to keep it somewhat on the point, which is, I like Rob's addition earlier about the,
being kidnapped.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing, or that like there might be high crime here or something.
Yeah, just be aware.
I rarely notice any crime. Like Manila might be way different. I haven't been there yet to experience it on long term, but like you used to talk about, you got to hold your backpack this way. They'll, be careful with how you hold your cell phone. They'll just yank it out of your hand as they're getting on and off the jeepney and run off with stuff. I have yet to experience anything like that, but that would be a hard way to live.
Yeah, I do.
Did you ever lose a cell phone to that?
Not cell phone. I was tell you the story when I was schooling college in Manila that I've been in a bank. They thought that I was, I don't know what in their mind, because I just came out from the bank. Maybe they thought that I have money, but I sent money to my parents here in Negros, and then they get like hold up me, something like that. And then my sisters was being, how you call that, pickpocket, something like that. We went to Baclaran to buy some stuff, and then she find out that her wallet is just like missing, and the backpack you have a like how you call
zipper.
That? Not the zipper. Did they use something to?
Oh, they just sliced it open.
Slice it open. Yep.
Oh wow, like a razor, something really, really sharp, and just slit that thing open.
And then my cousin's wife, we were riding the jeepney. She's wearing the jewelry, and then during the traffic time, the jeepney stop. They have some, guy there that grabbed her necklace.
Well, where did it go here? Keep talking if you have another story, because I want to try to do something for him real quick.
So yeah, that's it. And about the kidnap, area is again
Uh-huh.
here in Philippines. They have maybe certain area. Oh no, so I even me, I don't really hear the news about kidnapping or something like that. Yeah. So what's the next topic?
Hold
I'm
on, I'm in the middle of trying to
busy.
give me 3 alternatives, ideas, or additions. Look at this. We even do AI improvements on tattoos to see what we come up with. Brian says, thanks, Frank. You were the man when it comes to AI.
Let me know. Yeah, just
Oh, wow. Out of nowhere, AI said the same thing you did. A shark silhouette in the deep, sunlight to depth effect.
clear in my mind.
So let's get it to show me.
Show me the pictures. Something
Show
like
me
that.
all 3, please. It's thinking. All right. I can't really go to the next one on here because, again, hello, Sir Robert. Morning,
Good
Frank. It's early morning.
morning.
You guys
Good
just
morning
getting
and good
started.
evening.
No, we waited because Sir Ray likes to do his at 6 o'clock, and I heard from a fella in Oregon, the Loner Ranger, and he's like, man, that's like 5 a.m. for me here. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
I see
okay,
that
okay.
too.
So I told Phil tonight when she asked me about doing live stream, I said, let's shoot for like 8 to 10, something like that.
And I like
Before
the idea of 8 o'clock because again I need to cook uh dinner. So
What else are you liking right now? This is so off subject, but tell the world what you think about Marvel.
uh about Marvel again, I'm fan of really action movies. So one of the Marvel is one of my favorite collections of movies. So we watch from Spider-Man all the way down to what is that? I couldn't remember. Thor and Guardian of the Galaxy, and we also watch the Avengers Heroes, the first Avengers. I mean, so we still, keep watching until we done all of it before the Doomsday. That's be right on December.
Doomsday,
Yep.
yes.
So some of the Avengers, I mean Marvel's story is I didn't really watch it, so now I understand it.
All right, I gave him 3 more. Brian, I sent them to you. One is showing a little bit of sunlight coming through the blue of the water with a tiny little bit of school of fish there. Then the next one, same kind of thing, but it's got a little silhouette of a shark down there. All very subtle. And then this
I like
one,
the bottom one.
you like the reef one.
Yep.
Phil likes the reef one with the little teeny tiny fish.
And the turtle.
Yeah, there's a couple of turtles swimming in the background there. Anyway, let me know if you got those and what you thought. Okay. So, good morning to you, Sir Robert. What it was, Robert, he sent over a tattoo. So, I had AI come up with a little bit of some enhancements, giving it a little bit of, little pizzazz. Not that his was a bad one, but just to see what AI comes up with. You never know, just ideas. We'll head on up if we could take a trip to see Oppo Wang and get some ink. I would like to do that myself too if it was more than just a dot. I think she's the old gal that does the dots.
Yeah, and it's really hard to get in.
I'm not even sure she does the dots anymore. I think she has her kids doing it.
She does.
Yeah.
Some of the tattooing she do it. But again, it's if you really want to go there. Oh, it's some kind of lots of works.
Okay, now the question
Because
is,
he live in the mountains. She lives in what is that? I forget. Like somewhere in Benguet or something, Baguio. I don't know. Yeah, but it was like you need to hikes all the way to Apu Wang's house to get a tattoo. I think he was come here before in Where is that? Pututan, something like that. I
Sorry.
lost.
Having done that, I lost my list here. Try to find
I'm
it.
gonna get mine. Oh,
Oh, so you just leave me alone here.
no, I get one on my phone because you couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's gone. Hold on. I have another alternative. It's on you. Now the question is, will I remember where we were at?
Number 7.
You will. Okay, good. Okay, number 7 is if somebody says yes, then that means yes, right? Sometimes yes means I heard you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it means maybe. Sometimes it means I don't want to disappoint you. Americans tend to communicate very directly. Filipinos often soften the disagreement. So even if they disagree, they might say yes, but not really mean it.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes.
Really? Oh no, you just did it.
Yeah, sometimes it depends on the situations.
So it's easier just to agree.
Yes, than like sometimes it's happened to us instead of having some argument instead like in my heart, but I don't want to do it, but it's okay. Yes.
You're welcome, Sir Brian.
Something like that.
Here's a new name, Assad Alua Lazar.
Azad Ola Lazaro.
All right, I don't mind taking a break about this. Is a good discussion, actually. Curious about the recent flooding. I know that SBH is not flooding, but are the roads in Santa Barbara town not flooding too? Maybe on the outskirts, a few spots on the golf course, right? Where they have the water holes. I think it's gone up over the cart path a time or two, but so far so good.
Yeah.
I'm in.
We don't know about Santa Barbara. Maybe
He's
they
talking
have
about
something
Santa
area.
Barbara Heights. He knows that's not flooding.
No,
I don't know how he knows that because it is interesting. All the lots around here are like, they look like ponds, but
Yeah.
it never comes up over the road. And there's a lot of washout. We got a lot of broken, it almost looks like sinkholes or something around the neighborhood, right? Where the pavement is cracking
Yeah.
and separating from where it's like clearly washing out underneath there to a degree. But you're right, Santa Barbara Heights, not much wetness. Phil, do you have any reports from any of the caddies or anybody about Santa Barbara, the town? I don't remember even seeing
No,
anything.
I don't know. Because again, maybe
But
some
college
certain
used to
area.
get bad flooding.
Yeah,
You
and
remember
so
trying to get to and from?
we have some certain actually during that rain for like 2 days in a row that nonstop that they have certain area in Iloilo that have a flood. It's like a 59 barangays that's just like really soaking wet and flooding.
Okay.
59 barangays that's affected.
59.
Yes.
Ah.
But not here in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, Ilo scared me because right, you hear always before you even come here that it's kind of known
Yeah,
for being a
before
flood
yes,
zone.
because again, Iloilo is as you see, they have some rivers connected to the ocean.
You're welcome, Assad. Assad, may I ask where you're from? How do you know so much, or what's the interest in Santa Barbara? Not that you shouldn't have it. I'm just curious. And then Sir Robert says, Frank, I heard you and Ray chatting the other day on one of the lives about driving. I'm thinking about doing the drive from Manila to our province home in Bicol instead of taking the bus. Any advice? Yeah, I love to drive here. I talk about this with Phil all the time. I do not know how I would have survived or what my Philippines life would be like if I didn't drive. Now, driving, of course, you got to be careful. There are no police officers. There's nobody governing any rules around here.
Yeah, my
It's kind of
advice
every
is
man for himself.
yeah, from Manila, it's a little bit
Chaotic.
chaotic, and Manila to Bicol. But once you out in Manila, there is no too much problem there, and be also aware that some area of provinces or towns all the way down to Bicol is don't have stoplights, so be careful for that when you're driving. Just be aware
Yeah,
of your
and the
surroundings.
longer you drive, the more you do it, the more you get a little used to it. But I mean, at the end of the day, you want a vehicle of some sort in the Philippines, so you might as well give it a try and see how you like it. So, not only that, you'll pay more attention. You ride on a bus, you ride in a van, you might look around some, but you're only
Yeah.
kind of talking or carrying on or napping. I mean, the moment you're driving, you're kind of like trained and staring. Unless you get behind a big truck, I complain about that where I'm just like, man, all I can see is the back of this big ass truck. Like I can't enjoy the views around here. So sometimes I make some pretty risky passes just to get around so I can actually see. How is your golf game going? Still love
We
the game.
yeah, we
Still
still
love
love
the
the
game. I
game,
don't
but
play it that much. Neither one of us are very good. I don't really think we'd enjoy it if we were.
yes.
Like if I was really good, then I'd be mad when I have bad holes. So, the fact is I'm pretty much a double or triple bogey guy on average. So the occasional birdie par scenario just, kind of excites the shit out of me. I don't see myself ever being at the point where I would, expect myself to make pars.
Yeah.
Belle's the same way. She knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, Robert says, I know Manila is getting hit hard with rain, but where my fiance lives in Bacol, they have had as much rain this year so far, causing a whole lot of flooding in our area. Okay, well, the first thing when you talk about Bacol, I don't know a lot about it, but I love Bacol Express. So you lucky scoundrel, you'll have some of the best when it comes to my favorite meal in the
Yeah.
Philippines.
My brother's wife is from Bicol. Lani?
Uh huh.
Yeah,
I
she's
keep hearing a lot from Scotty Boy bitching about the rains up there in Manila's, but I wouldn't really know what's going on between the Bicol Manila scenario. I know Manila doesn't do well when they get a lot of rain, that's for
yeah,
sure.
it's always flooding everywhere.
Craig, what about you? Have you had very much flooding where you're at? He says, yes, I know what you're saying about driving. I love driving in Iloilo in the provinces around the Panay Islands in my truck and on my motorcycle. It has made my happy
Happy
place.
place.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Without the vehicles, if I was really stuck to the public transportations, I'd get by, but it would not be near as enjoyable. I'm not sure everybody would agree with me and you, Craig. Like there is definitely some thought that, to try to escape trouble or, to avoid the recklessness, just don't get a vehicle. On the flip side, Sir Brian, right here, my tattoo guru here, he basically just got a car not
Yeah.
too long ago. He says the only bad drive I had was when I was behind 20 damn sugarcane trucks. Well, yeah, because even when you
Yeah,
get
that's a big
around
truck
one
actually.
and they're
Yeah, big.
big and they're usually way overloaded, they look like they're kind of, half leaning to one side or another. The word sketchy comes to mind, actually. Sir Robert wasn't passing you. I just dove ahead. Oh, wait. Did I get this one? Yeah. About the driving. Again, Craig, I'm with you. Happiness comes from being able to have some freedom, right? And I think the vehicles, both motorcycle and vehicles, freedom. Plus, Craig deserves a shout out, right? Like he offers to give many expats who come into town, YouTubers, and just friends alike, rides. Like it's at least 5 or 6 times I've spoke to somebody and kind of reluctantly offered a ride. They're like, no, I already got somebody. It's guy named Craig's gonna give me a ride. It's like, man, I get a smile on my face. I'm just like, hey, Craig goes again. He is the ever present when it comes to helping people with rides. So, Sir Craig, you have impressed me with your kindness and generosity when it comes to, I mean, everybody actually. I think
Hospitality.
James and Karen. Yes, he's good hospitality. James and Karen. I think Ray may have had a ride with him. Maybe Scuba Steve. I'm not for sure, but others. Let's put it that way. Craig is very kind for rides. Let's see. So, should I be good for a driving experience in places like LA, San Francisco, New York City, Florida when it comes to driving? Okay, those are like driving in crowds, so that'll help partially. But remember, they're all minded like following rules. Out here, you're going to have the same kind of crowds with people that absolutely don't give a shit about a rule. You know, the biggest thing I would say about the Philippines, the kind of the way to break this down is think of it this way, where it's about taking turns. Like, let's say we got 3 or 4 lanes of traffic all being funneled down into one lane. You know, we all got to get through there eventually. You know, so here you would think it'd be one, then the next, and the next, and the next, and then over again, the one, the next, and the next. No, what happens is you get 4 or 5 people just start, you know, shoving their way through, and then other people are angry, so now they're shoving their way through. Then like 2 will start being sandwiched and trying to go through. There is really no a friend of mine called it a zipper effect, right? You go, I go, you go, I go, you go, you go, you go, I go, you go, you go, you go, I go, right? That does not exist here. If you are not aggressive at some points and just shove your car to get into these things, you simply will just never get through there. I myself try to find the one line or lane of traffic that's designed to get through the hole. Like, so if there's 3 or 4 and the right's the one that's getting through, I know that at least I'm in the lane that's going to get through. So I stay mashed up all the way to let's at the absolute bottleneck. And then I let one car go in front of me, and then I just jam my way through behind that car and don't let anybody else. Because if you accidentally let someone else, you may end up being stuck letting 5 or 6. It's just like, do, me to get through that spot. That's a great example of driving in the Philippines. Did I describe that well?
Yeah. And as long as you do get right, no trouble.
Brian goes on to say, the only bad drive I had was with the 20 damn sugarcane trucks. I wanted to revisit that because I'm just saying they overload the vehicles, right? The tires are kind of ballooned out, like, you know, sort of flattened. The trucks are piled a mile high. Sometimes they're leaning a little bit. So it's just a precarious situation when it comes to the sugar cane truck.
You are only in Rojas and in Panay, but if you're in Negros, it's worse than that. They are really have huge truck, like 12-wheelers and something, and then like piles of, you know, sugar cane.
McLovin, that's exactly what we do. I shouldn't even use these words to live by, because the truth is, I won't. You know what? I really don't drink the beer while I'm playing. That's not necessarily a thing here. They don't even like to take a break between, 9 and 10, right?
Yeah.
The first front side, back side. I mean, these caddies just want to get it done, get you out of there. So you're playing golf and, anywhere from 2.5 hours to, 3 tops,
4.
or 4 sometimes, but rare. Again, they just want to get it done. So either before the game or after the game, you can kind of enjoy the
Or you can even bring your own beer while you're playing. Yeah, just like chug your beer.
BYOB.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, the mentality there is have more fun about the game rather than take it seriously. 100% support that.
I agree.
Then, what is the cost of buying golf clubs in the Philippines? It's like anywhere else, right? You can spend as much as you want to spend. Me and Phil bought some pretty decent set of used ones. I have a Nike set. You had some other kind of off-the-wall name brand set. Came with a putter, a full set of clubs, some woods, and golf bags. I think we paid anywhere from 12,000 to maybe 17,000 pesos per set, depending on their quality.
I use that. I have one.
I know that. I'm just trying to illustrate that used clubs can be gotten a hold of all the way up to very, very expensive, name brand clubs. Name brands I'm not even used to in the States. They have these Hanima ones that, like, no shit, go for about 30 grand US for the club set. They're all like, they're gold.
But you bought one that it cost like 175K?
Yeah, mine were pretty. Oh yeah,
the
Ralph's Lefties, those XXIs. Yeah, good quality ones. Rob says, did a dog ever steal your golf ball on the course? You know what? I do think I hit a dog. They were like fighting up there. I think one picked it up, ran a few feet, and then dropped it back down with his mouth. I do believe that did actually happen to me one time. It was a bunch of puppies up on the green. You remember that one day?
Yeah, but you hit the dog.
I know it bumped the dog, so the
Yeah.
dog then picks up the ball, starts to run with it like he's playing and whatnot, and then just kind of drops it back out of his mouth.
Yeah.
You know. Although one time in Florida, I actually they had a problem in Florida there where these birds were taking the golf balls. I guess they thought they were their eggs or something like that. So like all day long, there's just this fleet of birds, stealing golf balls, and you'd literally see them do it. They'd fly down, grab the ball, and fly off like it was their egg. I think they even found a few nests, right, that had like some eggs in it and a couple golf balls where these birds, are just like stupid enough to think,
Yeah.
yeah.
But and sometimes you can see a dead bird, maybe being hit
Really?
by the golf ball.
Or chickens. There's chickens out on the golf course too, right? Sometimes it's a great way. It's like, yeah, where do I hit to? Well, you see those chicken out there? Aim for that, right? And every now and then, it's true. You'll hear, you see it, where the balls landed there, bounced along, and nails the chicken. One of these days, if anybody ever kills the chicken, I think it'll be native chicken dinner. Thank you, golf balls. Here we go. You must be talking about the Pavia flyover. You just have to be an aggressive driver. Correct, right? And oddly enough, you read my mind. That was exactly what I was talking about. Although we both know there's a million other opportunity places that do it, but that one seems to be the worst right
Yeah.
now.
It was
right?
in Aganan Bridge. That's the one. It's very very traffic.
Yeah. And you do have to be aggressive because, again, if you're a passive driver, you will essentially never get through there. At some point, you just have to shove your car in and hope for the best. Everybody's doing it. It kind of goes against my my inclination. I just kind of want to be nice and kindly get through there. That ain't happening. Let's see. You got the door. Someone's at the door. Tell them they're on long weekend. McLovin, a shot for each stroke over par on each hole. Ah, okay. Well, you know what? I'll have a swiggy. What is it? Regular guy always swiggy swift or something like that. Anyway, I'm gonna have a little chug of my gentleman's jack here. So there's not many people here, but you guys enjoy the way we've been doing our live stream and trying to keep them somewhat organized. I've used the StreamYard now. I'm not a big super fan of the vertical look, although they claim like you'll get more views. But I'm actually here just to kind of provide a little bit of information and have a little fun, and quite frankly, not have to do the videos all the time. Sir Robert says we are on the east coast of Cameron's Norte Province, not too far from Bangus Bus Beach. Bangus Bus. This would have been such a better question for Fel.
What?
Read this.
We are on the east side of Camarines Norte Province, not too far from Bagasbas Beach. You ever rent from the airport rental car when you guys travel, or you guys do that?
So far, no. I've never rented a car. I think when I was in the Philippines at first, and they're not very official. The ones I went to, it was just kind of some local dude's house who's got a few vehicles. I felt like I was renting their main vehicle. It was kind of strange, but yeah. So no real experience with airport rental in the Philippines, and I myself don't know anything about these locations. Do you?
No, we never been in that area.
Those stories to tell about.
Yeah.
So you don't know if Bagaspas Beach is.
No.
Well, we're on
I know
us.
the road that probably.
Sorry, Robert. We're of no use on that one. Grab rides. The driving using the Grab. I think I'll be fine driving in the metro area. You'll be fine driving anywhere. Just it's frustrating, right? It can be aggravating. Me and Fel take the Grabs on purpose in areas like that. We don't have a lot here, but the few that we do, we'll just take our car, drive it down to a parking garage, say at Festive Walk Mall or SM City has a new parking garage there. park the car, walk kind of into the mall, immediately take the taxi to these, areas.
Especially if we are really going to the city proper. So yeah, we leave our cars somewhere in the parking area and get a
Or
grab
anywhere that just
taxi.
doesn't have good parking.
Yep.
That's another pain in the ass. Grab is definitely the way to go, but I do like the trikes. Yeah, I enjoy when I take a little trike ride. I sit in the back there and think, this is something you'll never experience in America.
Yeah,
right here.
we use trike all the
And
time.
then I hope like hell I
Even in
don't become
Westwood.
one of those like blood stains on the road where you see them, on the internet where it's like, oh yeah, another one down. Do 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 do. Now, why do I mention that? Well, here in the Philippines, you don't see it when you're not coming here, but once you get here, you start to notice that like it is no holds barred for showing some graphic, scenes of destruction. And I don't care if it was a little kid was flying his kite and got electrocuted. It's right
Yeah,
there.
actually, this
If
morning.
there's a trike that 3 people got completely obliterated, there's blood and shit everywhere.
This morning I just
These pictures are online there.
just got the Cedar news. Remember
It's a little gut wrenching.
remember the bridge going to Malay? It
Yeah.
was that that bridge. They have an incident there, trikes versus a big truck. The girl was just like smashed up with the truck and he just like broke her legs. Just
And
like
they
on
show
her-
it. They
Yeah.
show it. Oh my
No,
god.
they blur at the part. They blurred, but
Well,
I
you're
just
lucky
really
because
miss-
oftentimes they don't even blur.
Yeah.
Right? It's pretty bad. Frank, I have always enjoyed your live streams and I like the topics and interaction. Well, thank you. Thank you, McLevin.
Thank you so much.
I actually, of course, I'm cheating. I am using AI to do that, but it does keep you in tune. Like, I mean, we can always tangent off onto any other thing, but without naming any names, there are quite a few people that do the live streams that, kind of say a topic and then don't really stay on topic or don't really provide. Me and Phil are not ones to offer a whole lot of information. You have to kind of like derive your information from us.
Yeah.
But by
Ask
using
some
these
questions.
25 pointers based on a subject, it allows me to just, somebody the other night says, well, you don't have to get all 25 out. You could do a part 1 and a part 2. And I was like, well, I would do that if it actually, kind of cut off right there. So you really don't want to go more than an hour and a half with these things, 2 hours max. Because you kind of hope that some people might rewatch it. The idea is I really want to grow. I'm still not against making videos. I just haven't been able to do them lately. So it's easy just to kind of come in here, set this up. I'm interested in taking the leap, though, like where I buy the actual StreamYard account so that we can not only film like this in the horizontal, but it'll also do a simultaneous one in what do you call it? In vertical, right? And you can promote it to Facebook and Instagram and Kick or whatever and show basically one live stream across 10 platforms. Not that I would need 10, but certainly that's going to get you, a little bit more recognition. So I'm practicing, right? And I don't want to talk over Fel. I don't want to talk over guests that we have. I got to be careful on the guests, right? Because I've had a few people be like, well, I don't mind you having the guests on there, but you do pretty good just talking yourself. If you're not careful, you just start to look like you're two dudes shooting the shit and that, who gives a shit to watch that? The idea behind the live stream is the interactive thing. So you want your topics, you want your points, you want your talk, your dialogue, the chat bubble to see what's being said, and then directly communicating.
Yeah, and you can address everybody in the comment section.
So when you bring in a guest, you're almost in some sense creating all the dialogue in the interactive side becomes a little subset to that rather than kind of the main thing. So the live stream needs to be the mainstay of talking to, in this case, us. I think that me and you, the husband and wife team, is okay. But what I'm referring to is just you don't want to overdo guests. Yes, actual guests. It's okay every once in a while, but if you make it a thing, people will be like, I don't watch that shit. Oh, yeah. You'll note Scotty Boy regularly. He never has a damn guest on there. He handles
Yeah.
it just fine. So anyway, thank you, McLovin. That's a very nice thing for you to say. Here we go. Back to Spyro. You're out of here. Sorry I didn't catch
Good night
that quick
all.
enough. Good night, my
Bye.
friend. Thank you for coming and joining. If you're going to watch somebody else, tell them I said hi. Who else we got here? Robert says, I would say here, in my experience, New York is the most aggressive and rude gesture while driving. And Florida is similar to New York. They are aggressive, but drive way faster. Yeah, look, if you're used to driving like that, you'll do fine. Actually, you're a better driver than anybody here, right? That's kind of what frustrates me. There is, in our town, there's no highways here. Manila has a little bit, but at the end of the day, nobody is really used to a fast lane, a slow lane. Slower drivers move to the right. None of that exists. I mean, you'll have three, pardon my language, but just dumbass slow drivers, and they're all kind of side by side one another, and
Take
not
up 2 lanes.
so the next thing you know, or a trike, that decides he wants to put 2 wheels over the line, leave his little chunk here, and he's got huge amounts of space on either part of the lane. So there's a lot of frustration. So you think oftentimes like, well, if you guys would all just kind of move to the right a little bit where you got all that space, but I can't get over there. Now I can't get past you. You've created a wall, right? And that happens to me all the time here. And nobody here gives a shit. Like if you're going quicker, you pull up behind them. It's like they must just slow down on you rather than just get out of your way. So get used to it, right? It's not necessarily this maddening thing. It's just a frustrating thing. And they're not used to a lot of these drivers haven't really even been trained how to drive.
Just like you must learn to not lose your temper.
Perfect. Between the temper comment and Sir Craig's response is when you're driving in the Philippines, you just have to be patient.
Yes, agree.
But you know what, though? You said it yourself. You have to be aggressive. So what you're saying, without really saying it, is this. You have to be aggressively patient or patient and aggressive. Like you can't, you have to be patient until it's that point where it's like, all right, aggressive. And then immediately go back to patient. It's an ebb and flow between patient and aggressive. 100%. McLovin says, Marley owns 2 trikes. I told her I need a basketball jersey and slippers with the jersey rolled up to blend in while I drive it. Yeah, and make sure you outfit it with a bunch of plastic and shit, and then put some kind of heavy tint so you can't see out the passenger side while they're inside there. And you'll fit right in.
Agree.
Hell, I'm likely to pay you if you do it. I'll catch some rides. Craig goes on to say, there are so many drunk drivers here in the Philippines. Yeah. Again, until you get into a wreck when you're drunk and then it's going to haunt you, the fact is there are no speeding violations. There's there's nobody that's policing in anything. Yeah. It is a very renegade thing. If you want to pretty much go in through the outdoor, drive, the wrong way down a one-way, thing, there's almost nobody that's going to pull you over. So until you actually fuck up and wreck, it's not going to come back to haunt you. That's when it gets you, though, is when you have the boo-boo.
Yeah. But some area in Manila, though, they have speed limit there. They have hunting you there.
I found Hertz and a Filipino brand I found last night. I ride with my future brother-in-law and his trike all the time and love it. I have enjoyed it myself. I just kind of caution to the wind and try to, I don't like it at night or when it's raining, right? Because at night, the headlights are kind of right in your face. And then when it's raining, it's just sort of wet and stuff in there. But, and I'm not a very big guy. Like I'm maybe 5'9" and a little solid. And even I barely fit in these things. So, if you're a bigger guy than that, man, be ready to sort of crunch down. Manila, we use both trike and grab. And we're about 12 kilometers from Manila. 12. I don't think it says 12 hours.
I don't know.
I'd say 12 kilometer. Just a guess. Okay. McLovin. It really makes me laugh that Angelo City has a huge concentration of fat expats and visitors, but the smallest trikes in the Philippines. Yeah, see? Wow, it's almost like I knew that was coming because that's sort of the joke I'm making is I don't know how these guys do it. I barely fit down in the damn things, you know. It's awkward as hell.
But which part we see that they really make the big trike? It was in
Dumungous.
no, Dumaguete.
Dumaguete, yeah.
Yes,
So
Dumaguete.
Dumaguete had those big, sizable, almost oversized ones.
Yeah.
Man, I like those. Let's see. I'm 7 hours from where Ray lives in Tagaytay, if that helps you on a map. Our town is finally growing again. We're getting our airport built out and the infrastructure improvements to connect us. Wow. So, Robert, you guys are going to be, that might be the town to invest in. Michael. I recognize the name. Michael Felbister.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Thank you for being here. We're talking about Americans and misconceptions in the Philippines, and then pretty much anything that comes to mind here. So you're talking about the lanes of traffic, but don't forget the extra lane, which is the oncoming traffic lane, which I use all the time. Ha, ha, ha. What about the fact if there's 3 or 4 lanes, 1 or 2 of them is almost like the no park or
they use it as a parking.
They use it as a parking. They use it to walk their dog. They'll use it for anything other than a fucking driving lane. It's a parking lot over there on that thing. And I'm just like, this is so aggravating. We only have 3 lanes of traffic, right? So one of those I'll do 3 lanes. So one of those becomes the parking lane. So you can't really use that. And then you got the other 2 are left. Now on this one here on the left, people are going to make left turns, U-turns, left turns, right? But the ones in the middle should keep going, but they don't. They don't want to wait in line behind these guys. So they come over here and decide they're going to turn left too. Yeah, so what happens is you get all these people that are not following the rule, all trying to overtake one another, turning to the left. So you've got 1 lane that can't be used and another 2 lanes that are jammed up because of people turning. So if you just want to go straight through, guess what? There's no real easy fucking way to do it. And that's what we mean about just being patient. Like, you just got to be patient. And if that kind of shit gets to you, you really won't make it long in the Philippines. Like, you just like, it does. It gets
just
to me.
I always said,
it still gets to me though. But at the same time, I like being here with you. I like the perks outweigh the negative, right? But these are some negatives. And I'm a big guy about pet peeves, right? So number 1, I already mentioned this earlier, but the little trike guy with their little tiny trike, and he puts, 2 of his little wheels over the line. I don't know where this line thing came from. It's almost like when they were 12 years old, learned how to do it, and they were drunk. Somebody just said, well, all you got to do is put your wheel over the line and just follow the line. That way you don't got to worry about anything, right? So the next thing you know, they take up of that lane problem I was just talking about. You got one's your parking lot. Now you got these 2. And you got a tiny little trike driving on the lane, right? He's got his little bit of a wheel and some people in the metal thing. And this tiny little vehicle is essentially taking up both of the lanes. So the only way to get around this Bobo guy is you have to kind of go around him. And now what's happening here? Now I'm in oncoming traffic, right? So you have to go into oncoming traffic just to get around this dumb shit who's, kind of taking up both. So what do? Is I come over here with my big truck and bars. And as soon as they can see that I'm here, I just get back in my whole lane. Now, I don't care if that's going to run into them. This is my lane. So I just kind of, in essence, push them back. I kind of shove them politely back into their lane because it just, pet peeve, it just drives me nuts. Sorry, Charlie, I do that. To the rest of the Bicol Island with our mountains that surrounded our community, I should be good. I have both aggression and patience. You just got to know when to use both, correctly. Aggression, very seldom. Patience, all the time. But you can't be patient under some aggressive situations or it's just not happening.
Yeah.
Craig is right. Robert, I actually have a trike car being built for us right now and looking at buying a bigger bike versus the smaller typical. 12 hours and 12 hours from Manila. That was my guess. And then 12 hours from not kilometers, 12 hours. And then as far as the bigger bike, I like that Baraka, the Kawasaki Baraka, mostly because it's a 175 and it's built to handle, like, it can take a beating, right? If you need to get off the beaten path, you know, putting it through a few rocky terrain zones,
Yeah,
like your
Barako is the one of the
Barako.
strongest.
Yeah, it's a solid,
If you put a
solid
cart-
son of a gun. Let's see. I'm 5'7", a man of average height here, and I barely have enough headroom in the trikes in our province. But I seem to have plenty of headroom in Manila when we ride. Yeah, every little area has their own kind of designed trike size.
you
Some
can
are a
make
little
that,
bigger
you
than
know.
others. Some are teeny tiny.
You can
It's
make
very
that
odd.
a customized sidecar. You can make it bigger if you want it.
Really?
Yep. You can do it customized. Yeah, because some people they buy in the old sidecar from other people.
The only reason I paused in my mind, right, there was a show in America, and several of them, where they take cars and they pimp them out. Pimp my ride, something like that. I'm picturing Pimp My Trike. Right, where you like, hey, what's up with that? It's like, oh man, somebody got their trike all pimped out. Look at that. You can stand up in it. Like, it's plenty of headroom. There's a toilet in the back.
Yeah, you can customize that.
You can
Yeah.
pimp it.
Yep.
Change your word from customize to pimp it. You're gonna pimp your trike.
Yeah.
Pimp my trike.
Make it bigger, taller.
There's been a few things I wanted to make bigger in my world.
Make it even like design like a car.
Craig says, and then you got the center lane that they're trying to make a left, and also, yeah. See, these, you and I, like me and Craig, are preaching to each other's choir here. We know. If you drive around here, you know. If you know, you know. Then you wish you didn't. And the trike guy gives you a look. Oh, he does. Whenever I do that, I've learned to kind of look away, but I'm just like, you know, but I'm like, boy, you got a whole lane over there and you're like not using it. Your vehicle is very small. My big, you know, car takes up most of the lane here. Like, you know, I only get one side or the other, and I'm stuck behind your tiny little vehicle taking up the entire deal.
Most of that kind of a driver didn't have even the driver's license.
Yeah, that's the scary proposition in it all. Belle?
What? Mahal ko kayo, pamilya, Frank and Fel.
Hello, Sir Hood. Long time no see. How is life in Atlanta, my friend? That's a pimpin' watch, man. Speaking of pimp my ride, you got a pimp my watch going on there. I hope you're doing well. You know what, Hood? If you're ever in town here, I have a feeling you'd be somebody that'd be down for a pimped out trike. Actually, I think you'd be all about that shit, and I don't blame you. Brian says, "You all have a good rest of your night. I'm out." All right, we thank
bye,
you.
Brian. Thank you.
You made it that long. I'm super proud. I'm thankful. Very, very thankful. All right. So here, hospitality means everyone automatically likes foreigners.
Come again? Hospitality.
Hospitality means that everyone automatically likes foreigners, loves foreigners, likes foreigners. Do all Philippine people like foreigners?
Yes and no.
There you go. It's the and no part that I'm focusing on. So let me finish. Filipinos can be extraordinarily welcoming.
Yes.
But being treated politely does not necessarily mean someone agrees with you,
yes,
trusts you, or wants to be your best friend.
Yeah.
Meaning you need to be guarded.
Yes.
On guard.
And sometimes you need also how you can that learn no. What I'm looking for. I'm lost.
You need to be careful.
What?
Because you can misread the situation and it goes from being a likable scenario to you've kind of pissed off somebody.
What?
On the hospitality, if you misinterpret it and you don't act accordingly,
mostly like
you can then shame them.
Most
and the
Filipino.
shaming situation could lead to a far bigger infraction than just misunderstanding the
Yeah,
hospitality.
just like they said that you if you treat the Filipinos well, they're treating you good too. Just like, but don't expect that, all the partner is just like, welcome and, party.
My soon-to-be brother-in-law just got his new trike for his business. Finished early this year, and it's a lot taller and wider and holds 4 people. But in my experience, Filipino, it's more like 8. Yeah, well, they'll squeeze in as many as they can.
Because
They
we're
ride on the
small.
roof. Yeah, but they ride on the roof. I find that to be kind of dangerous, actually. I always worry about one
Yeah,
falling
we
off
see a
in
lot
front of
here
me.
in Santa Barbara though.
They
They
pack him in. Yeah.
riding on the top.
I'm saving up for my brother-in-law to get him some lights and stereo to pimp his trike out for his birthday. And he
Oh,
will
that's
have,
cool.
yeah.
Remember that during the how do you call that? Bumper to
I
bumper?
wonder where they get. Do they just use batteries, right? How do they keep these?
I think it's battery. They use a battery for the stereo.
Hood says I would be. Life is short. Got to have fun. Pimp my trike. That would be my content. My life and a pimped out trike, right? Like that would be the badass way to go. I love it. I actually hope Sir Hood makes it to the Philippines one of these days. By the way, Hood, do you ever talk to ladies here at all? Are you somebody that tries the dating sites, whether it's Facebook or didn't you meet people on a Facebook community? Basically, a free way to meet foreigners at one point. My question revolves around: doesn't Facebook have a community thing for Filipinas and expats to essentially get to know one another without having to use, say, Philippine Cupid?
Are you
Or
asking me?
yes,
They have.
I don't know. That's why
I think they have just like a Facebook page.
I'm gonna leave you on that thought for a second.
Yeah,
Grab
okay.
me some ice.
Facebook page, something like that.
Yeah.
That's they just like an invite if you want to join that kind of group, something like that. I don't know. Maybe.
We're doing a live stream in there. How'd it go? Your glasses.
So yeah, Frank is grab some more ice because of this gentleman Jacks. But that's the second glass. He didn't really drink a lot tonight. Just couple of shots, babe. Where we at? Allah.
Between me and you, this is why I always just use readers, right? I just look at everything blurry and then use the reader. I don't like when they try to dial each eye in and like.
Babe,
Yeah.
hurry up.
Got stronger.
He's talking with my son.
When you get my age, and everything's blurry. Your mom lives in hers, okay though.
Yeah, I need you here. I don't know what to say. You're a good talker, not me.
Okay. Well, Ralph was in there talking about his new glasses.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I supposed to be one who just grab your eyes.
I know, but I have to eat also. Anyway, so I'll help you. Let's see. You're at Pimp My Trike, and then you got. I am of brown complexion, but somehow they know I'm a foreigner. I wondered about that, Rob. Actually, right? And not just you, anybody of any ethnicity that's not necessarily white, right? Are there moments where, like I could see where he's just a New York guy,
Yeah.
but he has kind of a Philippine complexion.
Yeah, actually,
Filipino.
when Frank first got
Even me here, like
Yeah,
I
the
mean, I'm
kids,
white,
yeah,
but with all the tattoos and the tanning, sometimes.
yeah, the kids, my kids told always Frank, oh yeah, before when you came in here first, you just like so white, and now you are look like a Filipino. You're not white anymore.
The dead giveaway for me, right, is the hair, right?
Yeah.
The hair here is just, facial hair is not prevalent in the Philippines. And when they grow it, it's real thin usually. I'm not being rude. It's a matter of fact.
Yeah, it's a rare of a Filipino that have a bushy kind of how you call that hair.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You still have a Coca-Cola there?
Yep.
Okay.
Look at you. Don't go in there. You'll have to talk for a minute about glasses. Save
What
that.
glasses?
We're at the end of this live stream. Let's keep enjoying it till it's done. Let's see. Uh-oh.
Wait.
By the way, hold on. Let me jump back to that, though. Has that been a positive or a negative? Like, have you had more instances where the brown complexion and fitting in works for you? Or does it actually work against you, this complexion and being a foreigner? Let me know if you have any stories or a comment about that, because that does kind of beg that question. And then our friend Craig says, the power just went out here for about 5 minutes. So frustrating. It's back on now. We've been here the whole time. We're wondering what happened. Every time I had a question, I'm like, so Craig, what did you think about this? And then you gave us no answer. So we dialed out from Craig. Good to know it was just the power.
Yep.
Then Sir Robert says, so Frank, when you first got together with Miss Fell, she was super protective and hesitant in taking you out to certain areas of the Philippines. Mine is very protective and cautious in certain areas. Yes, and you know what? This came up the other night, and Fell even touched on it again today, right? So we had Ray and a few others talking about how it might even have been McLovin, right? Where basically when you first get here and this kind of overprotective vis-a-vis maybe jealousy or whatever, it's kind of gotten to the foreigner because you're kind of used to your freedom. You don't feel like you need to be, kind of hand fed or hand coddled or hold your hand through this, that, and the other. Let me have a little bit of alone time, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Phil's a good looking gal, and I don't know this country very, very well. So I'm not one who experienced this too much. I'm a codependent fucker, right? So I kind of enjoyed having her along. I think some of these guys end up, basically spending too much time apart from one another. I kind of have the opposite. So I don't know, Robert. You'll have to tell me when it kind of goes down what your feeling is about this very protective and cautious through certain areas. I like it.
Actually, I'm not really hesitant to it's not called hesitant to bring you or taking you in certain areas of the Philippines. I'm just really scared to bring him to some certain area of the Philippines because my brother is working in the government. He is a scout ranger, so he deployed in
soldier, right?
Yeah, soldier. He deployed in different area, especially in Mindanao. That he told me that whatever's happened, do not ever bring Frank in certain area of Mindanao that very dangerous. You can go somewhere.
Yeah, we talked on hostage taking earlier, and that's I guess someplace where you conceivably could happen, right? I just don't go there, nor am I going to go there. For one, they tend to be Muslim, right? And I'm not trying to play against religions.
Muslim, just like sometimes just like NPA or not even NPA, just because again,
any number of reasons. So the fact is, you just don't want to go to areas that are considered, less safe, and I shy away from that.
Yes.
We don't really have that here. The closest thing we have here that I've had pointed out to me is like when we go up into the mountains, like Leon and certain things. And you're right, it could be some MPA, stuff. You just got to be careful.
Yeah, but you have some. If you don't done nothing wrong with them, they'll be okay. But again, do not even trust, because who knows,
Rob, thank you for this input. This is what I was talking about. My buddy Hood J. To check out. So Hood, you need to kind of investigate this for me. Come back on to another live stream and let me know, is it worthwhile? How's it working for you? Do you have any interest? Because, the Philippines is a lot more fun, even if you just make a friend here, right? Nobody says you have to marry this person or be with them forever. Like when we were younger, you could almost call it like a pen pal.
Yeah.
And just somebody to, talk a bit with and kind of get a lay of the land. You'll see them doing their events with their kids, their families, their whatever. And Filipinos love to just be online. You guys all have devices. You're all on, talking stuff, having a boyfriend to whatever capacity that is. Some of these girls are perpetually single. It's shocking. They're good looking gals, beautiful women. And they don't, for some reason, the Philippines kind of instills this like, you're not worthy sort of mentality. And it shocks me because they're good looking women. They're in their 30s, sometimes early 40s. Maybe they have one kid or a couple of kids or something, and they feel like they'll never find in anybody. I'm not, it's, I'm used up, has been, and there's, no hope for me. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You're a great person. You're a good looking gal. You've got these great kids. What do you mean? There's a lot of men that I know in the States will absolutely give anything for something like that. So it's very diapole, right? You've got men who don't have a chance, and then you got the women who think they'll never get a chance, right? So anyway, Hood, I recommend you give that a try. From me to you. Robert says, I drive her nuts when I just take us on random trips. She gives me that look. Val, give me the look. There it is. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, she gives me that look, and I just smile and give her the look of what? And then I get out of Tampo. Yes, Frank, my family does that with the writing on the roof. I don't stop anybody from doing things. I'm just, the older I get, the more cautious I am. And it's just like, what if, tire goes flat? What if, something comes undone or whatever? It just things go awry. I would hate to be up on the top of that roof and, topple to the ground and land in front of another car in the other lane who's just driving a little too quickly. And the next thing you know, you get, either hit or run over by another car or hit your head or something really, screwed up on the way down. It just scares me.
Yeah, actually, it's I experienced that though. It's kind of fun, but
Sure,
yeah,
I agree.
it's
It's
like
useful,
yeah, you can do
but
that,
it's
but
sketchy.
yeah, you can do that, but not
Thank
really,
you, by the way. Sketchy.
quite open. Just like just doing that just for an experience, how to to just like
Here, there'll be a
like
trike taking them to school in the morning. You'll have 7 or 8 kids inside the trike packed in. I mean, on the motorcycle, 2 or 3 there, some on the handlebar, some all sitting inside there, and 2 or 3 still on the top. Yeah, it's just they're everywhere. Guy's really getting his money's worth taking them kids to school. Craig says, I have lived here with my wife and without my wife, and I do very well on my own, but here on the Panay Islands. Okay, so that actually begs several questions. So when you're with your wife, that you prefer having, I guess, somebody to look out for you if you're in a city such as Manila or where there's, a lot more crap could go wrong. The Panay Islands, I mean, I hate to put ourselves into this, but like it's like for pussycats. Like there's nothing difficult about living on this island. Like there's hardly anything dangerous. I mean, if I was by myself, there's a million ways I would be fine out here. I hope I wouldn't know you and I would miss you or something, but I'm just saying that I could survive Panay Island. And for that matter, even Bacolod. Bacolod was great too, really. I would still choose the Panay because I like the walkways here and I like the river stuff, and it's relatively a cleaner river. Like it didn't have quite the pollution in there and stuff. But other than that, I'm a big fan of these islands because it's like no brainer living. You could live here. Anybody can answer any question in about any direction.
yeah.
Craig would attest to this. Every expat I know would attest to this. For those of you who are listening or may end up watching this video, the reality is I strongly promote the Panay Island for no other reason than it's just an incredibly a lot of opportunities, a lot of expat get-togethers.
Come and see if you all I just advise is if you're curious, you can come and visit, and you can decide.
But if you do, you're not staying in our house for free. That's been like the latest thing here where I got all these, different YouTubers or different people trying to, live kind of on the budget or whatnot. And they want to stay at your house for free. And I'm just like, dude, my house is packed to the hilt. I'm not a big fan of people sleeping on my couch or something like that. So, I've had people get mad at me. Like it happened earlier today. Like another YouTuber guy's like, well, you're hurting my ego. And I'm just like, well, you know what? You'll get over it. But the reality is this kind of comes down from Fel. And I mean, we barely let her family members. She has a family member, no names, younger kid came to stay with us. And I was like, all right, so, when you head? And I was like, I don't know. And I was like, Paul Fellas was like, I'm not down with this. I don't know shit. Like if he doesn't know when he's leaving, then get him the hell out of here. I mean, that could be, 2 or 3 months. Like I'm not here to just support, random people with this I don't know mentality. If you're gonna stay a week, 2 weeks, some finite amount of time that I can,
Just a simple word. We don't like a lot of people or people. Some just ruin our privacy. That's it. Especially
yeah, even if it's privacy going into your living room at night, grabbing something out of the kitchen or whatever, I just kind of feel
yeah,
awkward,
Frank
even for
struggle.
them.
Frank struggle a lot. We had a housekeeper just like, I cannot eat.
Never even
Man.
went
Yeah,
downstairs anymore. It was really weird. So I'm like, no more housekeepers.
yeah.
Unless she's good looking gal, then I've gone
It's
down
kind
there all
of
the
weird
time.
because I think people just like think about why it's some kind of weird that they don't let people go visit in a
Well, we're
week.
not very
Yeah.
Philippine. Most Philippine people just let anybody and everybody come in, crash all over the place from floor, living
Yeah.
room, couches. But I'm making it very clear right here and now that me and Fel are the exception to the rule. Like you want to hang out with us, you can hang out all you
Yeah,
want to.
even
Just get a
that,
hotel room.
I'm just like getting old. Even just like I was grew up with a really huge family, so I was always, house is always crowded. So I'm tired for that, and now I'm just like, settle
Now she's
down.
gotten a little bit more. She's like, yeah, no way. Frank's right. Like, I like this.
Yeah.
Anyway, what did he mean by corner of the Philippines?
Uh,
I forget it too. It had something to do with his last. He said trike on his last comment, right? And then
Corner.
corner of the Philippines. Because I don't want to like ignore him, but I
No, I don't
forget.
get it. Yeah.
Anyway, my friend Hood, here we go. I hope we get. Honestly, I have a great personality. I know, and I think it wouldn't be a problem when boots on the ground. I can't wait to meet my long distance family, Frank and Phil. Yeah, me too. And you know what? I talked a lot about this on my last stream yesterday, which was because we were going back and forth, me and Ray, and he was like, "I'm a boots on the ground proponent." I'm like, "I'm not. I think it's good to kind of meet him before you come here." But he was like, "No, look, I'm still saying use online." He's like, I still think you can use the dating sites, but you ought to come here and get a little acclimated to the Philippines, see what you like, where you like, what's going on. And then once you're kind of comfortable with that, then use the online to try to meet people. I was like, okay. I get what you're trying to say now. I was different, however, Hood. I just I enjoyed talking to these ladies and I say ladies in plural. Like I talked to more than just Phil.
Ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, ladies.
Any ladies I could, especially the ones that like to take showers in front of me, like immediately. I'm like, are you dumb? But I mean, how am I going to turn away from this? Like, dude, I'm like eating chips. Like, hold on a minute. You're going to take a shower? Let me go bake some popcorn. I got to get in there.
Yeah, and she hated
And like popping it open. All right, here we go.
She just fessed off when I told her, did you know that Frank told me that you take a shower in front of her? Said,
what are you doing in here, Frank?
She told you
There's just some Philippine gal taking a shower. So thought I'd make some popcorn and just watch. I've never really watched a naked Filipina take a shower. Well, hold on. Last week I did, but different girls. So I'm like, here we go. Can I screen video this so I can show Phil later? It's like, Phil, you're never gonna believe what this one did. She's like, oh, really? Can you get her on? I was like, yeah, hold on a second. Let me grab my little tablet, get her on. I was like, hey, how you doing? Whoever you are. I was like, hey, I'm going to position this right here. And I turn it so she can see Phil. I was like, Phil, this is the girl that took the shower last night. Like, you wouldn't believe this shit. But yeah, that happened. Anyway, Rob, what have you got to say? So, Hood, you might get a free shower shot, right? If you just listen to me. Don't encourage it. Don't be weird or nothing. But if the girl's like, well, I need to get off here because I got to take a shower. It's like, well, you don't need to get off. Let me go grab a bag of popcorn. I don't mind watching the shower. And she might be like, okay. And then just do it. I'm like, it happened for me several times. Like, I couldn't believe it. In fact, I knew a lot about what naked Philippine women looked like more than I did the actual Philippines, because rather than like watch videos about the Philippines, I was more in depth with the Filipina taking a shower and again, microwave popcorn.
We are not talking about all the Filipina. Some.
Correct. Okay. No, and I'm just being humorous. And aside from humorous, I'm telling the truth. Like I couldn't make this shit up if I wanted to. Poor Lola on the far back of the motorbike because she has nothing to live for. Yeah, you know what? It's funny, Rob, you would say that when I first came to the Philippines, like day 1 or 2, my immediate takeaway was, oh my God, look at these frail, poor, little old
ladies,
people
yeah.
getting in the back of this rickety ass little piece of shit vehicle or something. I'm like, holy shit, somebody could come up with a little better transportation for them than that. Yeah, it's very eye opening, the Philippines. So, segueing back into our subject here, there's a lot of things Americans wouldn't understand about the Philippines. And one is little old people still stay with their family for years and years and years. There are no old folks homes.
They're still happy.
And they're happy and they're part of the family and stuff. In fact, even when they die, they keep them around for 2 or 3 weeks and open a casino, right? They just literally, it's like, it's game on. It's like, who died? Who cares? It's game on time, man. We're making some money. And all the house money goes to the family so they can use it for the burial. It's a law here in the Philippines. Like, not to I'm just illustrating, just so Americans.
Yeah, they allow that for having a
during the time of the
they have
anywhere from regular gambling, card gambling, chicken fights, all the shit that's construed illegal is legal for the week or 2 of the funeral, for the dearly departed.
Yeah.
Because the idea is they're raising the money for the family.
Yes.
But what I figured out is there's actually like a syndicate. They like keep track of who dies around any given area. It's like, well, where are we going now? Well, keep it open for another week. Mr. Smith just died over there. So we're going to go over there. So we set up shop over there. Well, when can we move? Well, we're waiting for the next one to die.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Yeah.
I just heard somebody's died. Let's go ahead and close shop up and move over here. So it's this like ever evolving casino around barangays and stuff. And the whole idea is to just kind of raise money for the family to help their dearly departed. They have a fiesta, they have party, they have food, and they have gambling.
Yep.
True story. And all that came from the poor Lola on the back. You know what? While I got a moment, because we're still got 15 minutes before cutoff time, let me read another one here. Number 10. Family involvement is the same as America. Oh, man, we already all know the answer to this one.
Yes.
No, of course not. American families, some American families are together a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
They get together a little bit.
Here,
nope.
Yes.
Extended family can play as much a part of a larger role here. Cousins, titos, grandparents, siblings, everybody may be involved. When you marry a Filipino family, you're often marrying into a network, right? And you'll share everything. Dinners, showers, the water that was used in the shower. They use this big giant bucket. We all just kind of keep dipping into the same bucket and rinsing off of one another. It is a very unique scenario.
Yes.
But when you live it, right, you feel really like you're a part of these families. It's so unlike anything American, but at the end of the day, it's also a great way to experience life.
Yep.
Robert says, I do the same. The what if scenario. I plan to as I become older. Frank, hopefully soon we'll connect and I'll tell you our story. Great info tonight for new people. Everything you're chatting about. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm hoping we grow. I don't know. We try. Even if we don't, we're having fun doing it. I have dealt with the same situation. And then Frank, great comment on how some of the girls feel about themselves in the province. Oh, okay, touching back on where I was like, they don't have a lot of self-worth, right? It's not shaming. It's just their self-worth is very, very low in the provinces, right? About missing their chance with relationship and where they are at the province. I've talked about this with Fel, and maybe I could have met her online if I came to the Philippines, but short of online, I can assure you, there was no way I would have ended up probably even in Bacolod, which is still 2 hours away from her home house and town. There's no way I would have randomly went through her town and just ran into her one day. There's no way that I would have found Fela May outside of an online scenario. None. There's just no way on earth that God would have been able to direct us to one another to have met.
Yeah.
You were trapped taking care of your cousins, your nieces, your nephew, your mom, your everybody. You had no job. Your job was to
That's
hold
my
down
job.
that household.
That's they think that I
And
didn't
you were a
have
haggard looking
job.
piece of work, let me tell
Yeah,
you.
that's why they said they didn't. Oh, you didn't have a job. They didn't know that I have
Fel
a
actually
life
looks
so
5
good.
years younger since I got her out of the province than when she did when she was living at the province. I can show you pictures from like 7 years ago where she looks 7 years older than she does now 7 years ago in the picture. I'm just like, Jesus, Fel. Oh my God,
Not even that
this
though.
was killing you.
Not even that though. I was really, really, really proud that I grew up in a province. Cause province women versus city women. Let's like how you call
Well,
that?
Craig, I get your point, and I'm honored that you would say that, but I didn't want the gist of this story to be lost in what I'm saying, right? The one trait that I haven't caved on, and a lot of the YouTubers, I'll even say names, right? James and Karen, Ray when it comes down, Michael of Thriving Expat, these guys welcome community
People, yeah.
to come into their house, stay there, hang out for a couple days. I'm not saying overstay, but I'm just saying come and visit. You're welcome to sleep on our couch, enjoy yourself. A real Philippine-minded style of doing it. I still have the American way of like, fuck that. Like, no way, man. You're gonna come here. You can hang out at our house all day long, but when nighttime rolls around, go to your fucking hotel room. Like, go to the hotel, enjoy yourself, sleep in, do whatever. Get the free breakfast in the morning. Call me. Maybe I'll come eat it with you. In either case, we'll get back together the next day and hang out. But there's just something about this just free for all living in the living room thing I still haven't like dialed in on. And oddly enough, this somewhat came from Fel. Like Fel's like, look at her. She can't even deny it. She's like, hey, Frank, like, I don't really know if I want to have, a bunch of people come in and, sort of stay in our house. I was like, you fucking ain't right. Like, I'm the same way. Like, I'm not being mean here. I promise I'm not. In fact, in most of these situations, if you can't afford it, I'll pay for the hotel room. But I just need you to vacate at night. Like, it's just odd, right?
Yeah.
But Craig, I agree with you what you are trying to say.
Okay.
Craig is actually being very nice,
He's
and he has
alone, and there is nobody that.
Well, but it's more than alone. He's taking on sort of the Philippine mentality because that's how it would have worked at your house, at your mom's house. Anybody could stay there anytime. Nobody's getting
family
kicked
only.
out. Kind of, but even distant family, friends of the family could.
No, we don't have experience that.
But they still stayed up all night, crashed in the little cubos. Oh, then don't say no. A friend of a friend of a friend could get drunk on Tanduay and stay there for a day or two, eat the food, hang out, and finally migrate out of there when they need a shower or something. Craig's got 2 extra beds.
Hospitality.
All right, Craig, let's work out a deal. So if anybody comes in and wants to stay at my house, I'm sending them your way. I'm like, well, not here, but
Greg.
I got my buddy Craig. He's made one offer. We will take him up on.
Now we don't have extra rooms, so
none.
Yep.
Let's see. People expecting you to host and not expecting boundaries in your life. Well, I some of it was because the Philippines promotes that too, Robert. So I am being the kind of the naysayer to this deal a little bit. A lot of people would take the other approach here and just let people crash over. I just hadn't caved on that one. I'm still, my American way still kind of rises to the surface. I was talking about following all our community news and events and staying informed about the issues like the MPA and other questionable things that get my fiance's caution flags up. NPA? Is it NPA? The
NPA.
National People's Army, right? The communist thing, I think. Okay. All right, Sir Hood. I learned about the Philippines 14 years ago. I met a Filipina, and she was one of the nicest persons I've ever met here in Georgia. It opened my eyes. I strongly encourage anybody to meet a Filipina. The gals will listen to you all day long, always make themselves available, and in person will 9 times out of 10 spoil you to death. Robert says, my future mother-in-law is in her 70s, and I offer her a ride in the sidecar part of the trike and offer to ride the side saddle behind the driver. So she's like, no, I'll ride the side saddle. It's my favorite spot.
See?
Oftentimes it's more comfortable. The seat on the motorcycle is a little more comfortable in there. The one inside
He's like, don't do that.
Sidecar
You
beat
think
you to
that
death.
I'm old? I can handle this.
Yeah, they're stubborn about it, right?
Yes.
Frank, you are 100% correct. That's how I experienced my life in the province. With the whole family, do everything together, from gathering buckets of water when the village water is out, right? Pumping it sometimes. It's like there's a few times I'm there. For the first couple of days, I'm wearing shirts and t-shirts and shorts and stuff.
Sweeping outside.
By a few days later, I'm usually in the same pair of shorts, no shirt on, dirtier than hell. Hardly want to take a bath or a shower. Feel smoky because I'm usually standing out by the fire thing. I'm a bit of a pyro, and ultimately Phil's like, get in here. I was like, no, that water's cold. She's like, I got this. And she's been in there boiling water over the fire. And now she's got this like boiling kind of hot water, drenches me in it, cleans me from head to toe, and sends me right back out to the fracas. So that's my province life story. I avoid taking the showers. The water is icy fucking cold. I'm like, I ain't doing it. She's like,
this is fresh from the well.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you boiled it up for me, and the next thing I know, I was more tolerant.
Yep.
Oh, he says supply, the water supply. And then here, popped it down. Haggard, that's the exact word my fiance uses when she feels overworked, when she's worked all day and come home and take care of her daughter and help with her parents. Yeah, well, that's Philippines life, man. It will wear
Haggard, a shred.
through and through, baby, through and through. Great choice of words, Frank. Your word of the stream is haggard. Okay, haggard. I feel haggard. And yeah, we caught the MPA typo. I just was wanting to clarify for anybody else that wondered or didn't know what we meant. So what did I get to on the numbers here?
10, and maybe go to 11 tomorrow.
Okay. Well, then, hold on, though. I had a finishing thought, even though we're not finished. So for tonight's closer, the closing words, right, is, so would I still move to the Philippines knowing what I know today, right? Yeah, I would. But I'd come here with a completely different expectation. The Philippines isn't paradise every day, and it isn't disaster some people back home imagine either, right? It is a real country filled with real people living real lives. And probably the biggest mistake Americans make is thinking that we're coming here to teach the Philippines something. It's like, I'm going to show you. I got this. Just learn from me. But no, it's 4 years later. I think the Philippines has probably taught me more than I've ever taught anybody here ever. Anyway, patience, family, what else? Adaptability, appreciating what you have, and realizing that the American way isn't automatically the only way or even always the better way. I still love America. I choose to live in the Philippines. Those two things don't have to compete. And 4 years later, I'm still learning. So tell me in the comments, what did you believe about the Philippines before you came here that turned out to be completely wrong? I'm Frank.
And I'm Fel.
And we're on the path less traveled, right? We changed our name. Instead of the Philippines, which is so generic. Now we're on the path that's less traveled.
Yeah, we less travel. We less traveler.
That's not what it means.
Stay home.
Such a smart ass, this one. But I love her. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.
See you tomorrow. Same time. Thank you, guys. Appreciate.
Hold on. What do we have here? We'll finish these out. We got, if you're sitting on the motorcycle, you can jump up if there's a problem. When you're sitting on the side tricycle, there's nowhere to go if a maniac driver is coming straight at
you.
Oh, yeah. So the old lady's right. Then you can get the hell off of that motorcycle. And you can see it coming. That's my problem sitting inside there. Oftentimes, you've lost your visual. And then Robert, get this one up, says, yep, mine does the same with me, heating the water to try and make my life more comfortable.
Yeah. You
Craig
get in
says,
the right Filipina.
hell yeah, I would move to the Philippines. And you have, Craig. All right, we love you all. Thanks for watching. We'll be here again tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, see you guys.
Come one, come all.
Bye-bye.
Tell your friends. Bye, Cycle. That's a wrap.